Welcome to Remarkable Women Across America. I'm your host, Haley Wilgus. Over the next half hour, we will introduce you to women who are making a difference in their communities by having a positive impact. Women like Alicia Miles from Burlington, Vermont. Her 6-year-old daughter, Olivia, was killed by a drunk driver in 2023. She founded Ride for Olivia to raise money for MAD and to share Olivia's story. Those who nominated her say she is a woman of extraordinary courage and compassion, transforming unimaginable loss into a mission to protect others. And Chels Henson from Atlanta, Georgia. She's an author who uses raw honesty to guide others toward recovery. She's building a sober community app to support others struggling with mental health and addiction. Chels is also a rising hip-hop artist and an MMA fighter. And Wanda Beavers from Lansing, Michigan. Wanda, known as Mama Tutu to her community. She escaped an abusive marriage and survived homelessness with her 3 children. She now supports her community by hosting events, giving out food, school supplies, and supporting local families in need around the holidays. We now go to South Carolina to meet Katie Stagliano. Her journey to serve her community started when she was just in elementary school. She founded Katie's Crops, where one seed has grown into hundreds of gardens feeding thousands of people.
The garden is 100% my happy place. I was just in the 3rd grade when I brought home the tiny cabbage seedling that grew to be a 40-pound cabbage and quite literally changed the trajectory of my life. It was far too big for my family and I knew that it was destined to really help. I thought, what better thing to do with my cabbage than to donate it to those who might not otherwise have a meal. We turned my backyard into a garden, and then after that, I went to my school and I said I would love to start a garden here. And because of the experience with my cabbage and the garden that I started at my school, I knew that this was a model where we would empower youth to be the change makers and make the impact and serve their neighbors in need. The mission of Katie's Crops was to empower youth to start vegetable gardens and donate the produce to feed those in need, as well as assist and inspire others to do the same. From the past 18 years, we are now on track this year to hit 1 million pounds of produce that we have grown and donated to those struggling with hunger and food insecurity, which is something we are so excited and so proud of. I was so blessed to be able to live my dreams from a young age.
Joining us now is Katie Stagliano from the Charleston, South Carolina area. Katie, congratulations on being one of the 5 Remarkable Women finalists. What did it feel like when your name was called at the event?
Oh my goodness, it was a surreal experience. I truly never thought that my name would be called, being in a room with so many amazing women. But when it happened, I was just over the moon. And the whole weekend, I truly felt so loved and so celebrated and got to connect with so many amazing people. And that was truly just the icing on the cake. And it was a wonderful experience. And I'm just so excited and so honored.
And what do you think that this exposure means for your organization? Tell us a little bit more about Katie's Crops.
Katie's Crops is my nonprofit organization that I started after I grew a 40-pound cabbage when I was in the 3rd grade. I brought home a tiny cabbage seedling, and that tiny cabbage seedling just kept on growing until it was the size of a 40-pound cabbage. And every night before I sat down to dinner, my dad would always tell us how fortunate we were to be sitting down to a healthy meal, and how there are some families who go to bed hungry or rely on soup kitchens for what might be their only meal of the day. And that whole experience inspired me to donate my cabbage to a soup kitchen. I donated it to a soup kitchen in North Charleston, South Carolina, where it helped to feed 275 people. And after seeing how many people my one cabbage helped to feed, I thought, imagine how many people a garden could feed. And that inspired me to start Katie's Crops. The mission of Katie's Crops is to empower youth to start vegetable gardens and donate the produce to feed those in need, as well as assist and inspire others to do the same. and we are a nationwide organization with gardens across the United States, and we have two gardens in South Africa. All of our gardens are started and run by youth, and all the produce is donated directly to those in need. And this year, we are on track to hit 1 million pounds of produce that has been grown and donated by our amazing youth growers. So, just being able to share what we're doing, share all about the amazing growers that are a part of the Katie's Crops family and their work to end hunger means the world to me. And I'm hoping that it will inspire others to find their 40-pound cabbage and discover what their passion in life is and work to be able to make an impact in their communities.
Well, that's incredible. And from what it sounded like, you started this organization when you were a kid. Is that correct?
Yes, so I started Kitty's Crops when I was 9 years old, and I am now 27. So it has been the biggest part of my life and something that I have truly just grown up doing.
That's incredible. And just to know the legacy that you've already started at such a young age, having all of these young children across the country growing up doing this and then probably passing on this skill to their families, that's just like the impact I can't even quantify.
It is amazing, and we have so many young growers who are legacy growers. So their siblings grew with us, and now they grow with us. And to watch them pass it down generation to generation, and also to see the pride that these young kids have because they are learning where their food comes from, how to provide for their neighbors in need, be good stewards of the earth. And also, they're learning responsibility. They're managing the gardens themselves. They're managing their funding. They are responsible for reporting and sharing photos and their harvest totals, managing volunteers. I mean, they learn so many incredible life skills, and they know that they are helping their neighbors in need gain access to fresh produce. So I truly could not be more proud of them and so excited to just watch them learn and grow through the whole experience.
That is incredible, and so many skills, not just growing the food, but like you mentioned, all those other life skills they're learning. And before we go, just tell us a little bit about the weekend that you traveled to Nashville to be involved in the Remarkable Women event.
The weekend I traveled to Nashville was so amazing for so many reasons. I was able to just have some time to really meet other women who are making an impact in their communities, get to share my story, hear their stories, and connect with others. And that's always such a special feeling. And I also just felt so celebrated and so loved. Everyone at Nexstar really spoiled us and made it one of the most amazing weekends that I will never forget. I have created so many lifelong friendships from it, and I left feeling so empowered, inspired, and just excited to get back to work.
And then you had another memorable life event just right after the Remarkable Women event.
Yes, so right after the Remarkable Women event, I actually got married, and so that was so amazing, and it was such I truly cannot top March. I think March has been the most amazing month, and I don't think anything could come close to this. Just the experience in Nashville, getting married, and there's been so many other fun experiences that I can't wait to share as well, but I'm feeling so just over the moon with everything right now.
Well, congratulations. You deserve it all for everything that you've done for families all across the country. So just celebrate it and just enjoy this great time in your life.
Thank you, and thank you so much for having me.
When Remarkable Women Across America returns, we'll talk with a woman who took what she learned during her breast cancer journey to help other survivors with very specialized tattoos. Welcome back to Remarkable Women Across America. We now introduce you to a woman who reshaped her own breast cancer recovery into a mission of dignity, healing, and access. Tara Williamson founded Pink Ink Tattoo in Raleigh, North Carolina, which specializes in areola tattooing for breast cancer survivors. She says her medical tattoo facility was inspired after she was not able to get the results she felt was appropriate after her mastectomy.
Pink Ink Tattoo is a company that helps restore areola post-mastectomy for women that have gone through breast cancer. I was diagnosed with breast cancer at the age of 39.
So I was actually 14 when she was diagnosed. I remember coming home and her having news to share with me and my sisters.
We deserve to feel good in our own skin. We should be able to get out of the shower and look at ourselves and say, let's go do our day, not, oh, look at my scars. Oh, right, I had cancer. A lot of people don't have tattoos, especially ever had an areola tattoo or heard of it, which is sad because that should be part of the whole treatment plan.
There's always been a fire in Tara. She couldn't draw a stick figure, but now she's the #1 areola tattoo artist in the world.
I need to be able to reach more women who can't get to me or can't financially get to me. We don't have bills that directly go for areola tattooing. It's called the Tara Williamson bill. So I actually started Day of Hope, where I tattooed 4 women for free that were underinsured or uninsured. And I have done that every year for 12 years now.
I love you. Proud of her.
Tara, I love you, and you are a remarkable woman.
Joining us now is Tara Williamson from the Raleigh, North Carolina area. Tara, thank you for being with us, and congratulations once again.
Thank you so much for having me, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
So what did you feel when you found out you were one of the regional finalists?
Well, from the beginning, when I found out that I was even nominated, I was just overwhelmed with it was just unbelievable. And then to go to Nashville and experience that, and then when they announced my name for regional, it was such a surreal feeling. I just can't even explain because, one, I was just so honored, but also excited to be able to share to the, so many people exactly what I do for breast cancer survivors.
And
So it was
let's
great.
talk about what you do, because you are a survivor yourself, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
About to celebrate 14 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you now have a very unique way that you help other women who are going through breast cancer treatment, and especially the part reconstruction, what comes after your diagnosis, maybe after your treatment. Talk about that.
Well, at the age of 39, I was just working as a nurse and raising my children. I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I had the lumpectomy, the double mastectomy, the reconstruction, which had expanders at that time. And then at the end, when we got to the fat grafting and nipple reconstruction, my plastic surgeon mentioned areola tattooing. And as a nurse, I took care of breast cancer survivors in my career. I had never seen it, never heard about it. I didn't learn about it in nursing school. So I was so excited because I thought I was just going to have a breast mound and that was it, which I was, okay with, I guess. And, I was alive and I felt like I'm alive and I beat this. So this is what I, get and I'm okay. And then, which is not okay. But then when he mentioned that, I thought, oh my gosh, I have to meet this expert. And there just wasn't one in the country. And there were a couple tattoo artists that did traditional tattoos and they offered it. But I thought this was special. And, it was a nightmare for a year. I had 7 surgeries in 14 months. I just wanted to celebrate and have this final step done so I could just get out of the shower and look somewhat normal and not be reminded every day that I had cancer. And it was so heartbreaking not to find that expert in this country. And then it was 2013, like this should just be a part of the whole treatment plan. And so we searched and searched, couldn't find anyone. I had it done by the nurse who did the best that she could, offered me 3 colors, 3 sizes. And I just thought, this is unacceptable. It was painful. The whole thing was it wasn't a celebration. It was horrible. It was like an afterthought. So I walked out that day and my plastic surgeon said, "So what do you think?" And I said, "That's unacceptable. I'm going to travel wherever I have to go in the world, and I'm going to do this because we deserve the best. I deserve the best." And I did. I was on a mission to change the whole aftercare for breast cancer, reconstruction, that whole part. This should not be an afterthought. It should be part of the treatment plan. And we deserve to have natural, realistic looking areola. And so I did. And in 2014, I founded Pink Ink Tattoo, where I provide and only specialize in areola, 3D nipple, and scar camouflage tattooing for post mastectomy, lumpectomy, working with cancer hospitals, women's centers, and plastic surgeons from across the country. And I see women and men from around the world now.
And what has their response been when they find out that you exist and that this organization exists?
Well, the ones that are survivors for 5, 10, 20 years and haven't had this done, they go, "Where have you been?" I met this lady, she came to me and she was 82 years old and had been 17 years as a survivor. And I had just started. I mean, I was maybe 6 months. And she was like, "Tara, I'm a 17-year survivor." And I said, "Well, what took you so long?" She said, "I've been waiting for you." And I mean, that just crushed. I mean, one, she shouldn't have had to wait 17 years, but two, what an honor that she decided after she learned about me, like she's the one. And that's just how when I meet everyone, like it's a celebration when they come to see me. It's not about me, it's about them. So it's what color they want, what size they want, what music they want to listen to. My office is a medical office, so when they come in, it's a celebration, it's like a spa, and that's how it should be.
It should,
Yeah.
absolutely. Now, going back to mentioning traveling to Nashville for the Remarkable Women event, tell us a little bit about what that weekend was like.
I was just blown away. I could not even believe we were going to Nashville. And then we showed up and we were pampered like superstars. And I just don't experience like I didn't get into this for that reason. It wasn't never about me. It was always about survivors having a different experience than I did. And so to be on a receiving end where they're appreciating you, celebrating you, it was out of my comfort zone, but I just tried to embrace every single second and really just soak it in and just put it in my memory and in my heart because I was like, wow, this is just amazing. Everything that they did from picking us up at the airport to dinners and cocktail parties and meeting all these wonderful, fantastic women on their own missions in their world. I just it's so special that I will never forget one moment of that. And I'm forever grateful that Nexstar, CW, all of them they have this whole platform and celebration for women making a difference.
Well, you all deserve it so much for everything you do, all 125 of you, and what you're doing to change communities all across the country. You deserve to be celebrated. So we're glad that you were, and we thank you for joining us today here to share your story, or at least a little bit of it.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much for allowing me to share it.
Thank you, Tara. When we return to Remarkable Women Across America, we'll head to Austin, Texas, see how one woman became a leading voice for student safety at one of the nation's largest universities. Welcome back. We now head to Austin, Texas, where a woman decided to take on protecting tens of thousands of students at the University of Texas. Joelle McNew founded Safe Horns with the mission of making sure all women who attend the university have the tools they need to keep themselves safe.
Every semester, the University of Texas at Austin becomes home for students from every corner of the world. For parents watching from hundreds, sometimes thousands of miles away, concerns about safety weigh heavy. Tucked away in a small nondescript building in West Campus is a woman who treats those concerns like assignments 24/7.
What keeps parents up at night is really what pushes it. We had a mom reach out yesterday, and she doesn't know what to do because she lives far away.
On most days, you'll find Joelle McNew here, a sharp pivot from her time in the aerospace industry.
Really just the average mom working full time and trying to support whatever my kids' dreams were.
When her son enrolled at UT Austin, she joined a Facebook group for parents concerned about campus safety.
And one parent said, a student is going to be killed. And just a couple months later, that came true.
And tragic news confirmed at the University of Texas, a young student murdered on campus, the killer still on the loose.
In April 2016, freshman student Hadaka Weiser was returning to her dorm after dance practice when she was violently assaulted. Her body was found days later in a creek on campus.
Sorry, it's still just, I can't, get over it. It was preventable, in my opinion. And what are we gonna do about it? We're not gonna sit there anymore on social media and talk about our fear of crime or what could be done different. We're gonna research it, we're gonna figure it out, and we're gonna make a change.
The change started with volunteers like Joelle walking the campus, documenting more than 100 safety concerns.
We looked at the lighting, the vegetation, access control of doors that weren't secure, camera technology.
After speaking at public hearings and continued calls for change, Joelle and other concerned parents formed Safe Horns. What started as a Facebook page eventually became a nonprofit run entirely by volunteers, spearheaded by Joelle. Their mission, fighting for public safety for students on campus and in surrounding student neighborhoods. Over the last decade, Safe Horns' work has included better lighting around campus, advocating for call box expansion, expanded patrols, beautification around campus, supporting a program that provides work for unhoused individuals while improving community conditions.
Ready? Go.
And organizing student events like this. Wow. Promoting self-defense and drink spiking awareness.
We do have drink spike test strips.
Years of work turning into change with no grants or a big budget, just donations and relentless volunteer work from parents.
And I feel more comfortable walking in this area.
Okay. And from students like Emily Clark.
So it reminds me of...
And Hadaka Weiser's friend, Emma Huff, who joined Safe Horns as one of its first student advocates.
Because of what Joelle's done in my life, and because of the way I've seen her passionately advocate and relentlessly push for what we needed to happen on campus, I was inspired to follow my dream of going to law school.
And today, Emma helps school districts across the state of Texas implement safety plans.
You always hear about the students that get hurt or the students that unfortunately get murdered on campus. You don't hear about the ones who were saved because of what she has done.
Joelle put in all of this lighting over here to help out, to make it brighter, to make students feel more comfortable.
When senior Emily Clark had an unsafe incident near campus, she immediately contacted Joelle, who moved quickly.
And she texted me letting me know she was going to take this very seriously. I mean, she really truly is a mom. She's there 24/7 for whatever we need.
Now Emily spends her time between classes and campus activities volunteering with Safe Horns to help improve safety.
I've seen a huge difference. I feel so much more comfortable walking on West Campus.
You're just going to twist it super hard.
In the last 10 years, Safe Horns has grown into a nonprofit that serves as a model for other colleges nationwide.
1, 2, 3.
You're trying to change on a city level. You're trying to change on a state level. And then you have people reaching out now from universities across the country. There's not a lot for higher education, and we need to change that.
What drives your passion for this work?
I think I'm just a doer. I think I wanted a hero as a kid, and maybe that's it too, is I needed a hero, and I couldn't find one, so I became one.
Still to come, meet a woman who leads with kindness, respect, and faith to support people in need in her community. We now head to Buffalo, New York to meet Tiffany White. She founded Alabaster House, where survivors of domestic violence get the help they need. See how Tiffany learned she was Buffalo's Remarkable Women nominee.
Hi, Tiffany. Congratulations! If you're not familiar, we have a Remarkable Women campaign. We take in nominations from hundreds of people across Western New York. This campaign's all about celebrating people who have inspiring stories and do so much for their communities. And you are Western New York's Remarkable Woman of 2026.
I'm so grateful and honored. I never even thought that it was anything major. It was just, I think this is what everybody should be doing, or is this everything that everybody's doing anyway? To give some security to some women or some children who are in need of basic everyday things that we all take for granted.
And from the moment I met her, she was caring, compassionate, selfless. She just wanted to be there to help.
And she goes beyond to help people. Anybody could be needing help right now, and she will stop whatever she's doing. She will go over there, help that person.
These are the exact people that I would say the world needs more of. Champion for other people when it could be themselves. They're just as great. They do the same exact thing I do. They're booted to the ground every day. We really are the city of good neighbors, and I am so happy to be a proud of such a city that cares so much about everyone's well-being. So grateful to be here and be a part of Buffalo and Western New York.
We hope you enjoyed watching Remarkable Women Across America. I'm Haley Wilgus. On behalf of all the teams here at Nexstar who put together this Remarkable Women project and all of the local TV news journalists who presented stories on these women, thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.